Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Surf Gal. So, apparently, after doing some poking around at my maps here, the second third of Norfair that I'd mentioned, which is where you get Screw Attack and a few other things, is it's super out of the way. Like, super out of the way. And that leaves my options at either not getting any of it or going for a chunk of it. But I feel like playing through pieces of the level is a good way to... I mean, I want to play the game, basically. So, I haven't decided yet. We'll see where our like health and stuff is. But that's kind of my first thought here is we'll see where health and stuff. Okay. I think yeah, this one's not too far out of the way. This is going to be Screw Attack. But there's an energy tank, the wave beam, and 2 missile tanks. 3 missile tanks. They're all super out of the way. So my thought is I'm gonna go towards the ones that are most accessible. So going way out of the way to get the wave beam seems kind of silly because we're gonna be getting the ice beam back as soon as we're done anyway. But at the same time, I really hate the ice beam. This would be really nice to have for a little while. Quick check here. There's 2 missile tanks right by it, so I think I might go for the wave beam. Actually, I'm a little less worried about that now. I totally wasn't thinking about that. Ooh, missiles. Having a way to kill enemies quickly goes a long way, so... Ugh. You know what? I'm gonna do this just because it's such a cool little transition. I'm really curious how the heck you would have found some of this stuff on a, you know, quote-unquote casual playthrough. Okay, whatever. Okay. So while that felt like... I feel like that's a pretty good enough investment here, as far as the exploration of this part goes. Ugh. Let's see, it was over here. No, we're gonna go all the way up. That is a really long path to get a single energy tank with no easy way back. We'd have to loop all the way back around. Retrace the entire path, and it's literally as long as the horizontal part here. The speedrun I watched a while ago as research for this had the screw attack labeled as the automatic lag generator, which I found extremely amusing and is extremely accurate. Oh, hey, that works. Okay. So yeah, if you didn't follow my my conclusion there, which totally makes sense that you wouldn't be able to follow the conclusion there because, yeah. We're going to continue through. I'm feeling pretty good on energy tanks. Especially considering that there's at least 2 more in Lower Norfair. Or in Ridley's hideout, rather. I think Screw Attack and a couple more missile packs was probably perfect for where we're at and where we're going. Okay. A quick little survey. I hadn't really thought about my route for this one yet. And it looks like I can do kind of a left-right-left thing. Darn. Whoa. What? Okay. Ugh. Yeah, the enemies hit a lot harder in these sections. I mean, the good news is Screw Attack basically just one-shots everything. And more importantly with that, it also makes the blind jumps when enemies just kind of spawn off screen a lot easier. Hmm. Come back. Actually, you might be better for this. Not quite. Come back, please. That was like perfect, but I didn't have a way to get to him. Oops. How long do I fuss with this before I just give up? Apparently this long. So, just for the record. I feel like I really need this, though. So, that long, plus some. Just for the record, the other option here is a complete backtrack. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's a way to do this. I'm not seeing it. I'll have to take the long way around, unfortunately. The good news is my health is actually in decent shape. There's an energy tank on, or one of those. I said there were 2 energy tanks in this area. That's one of them. It's also the fastest way towards all the stuff I'm picking up. So now I basically have to do a long route around to get some of the other things if I want to. Basically, there's a missile tank and that energy tank that are kind of on the same path. Yeah. Okay, so if we go straight left here, we're on a direct path to Ridley. What? Oh, this is the wrong one. Okay, good. That freaked me out. I was afraid I was going to have to figure out a way through that other section. I didn't go down far enough in this section. Little hallways are not conducive to screw attack. Unfortunately. This is one of those sections where Wave Beam actually would have been really beneficial. But seriously, we'll make do. Apparently, my original plan to go around here is not going to work, because this pit that you fall down is where those missiles and energy tank are, which means we're literally just going to have to go fight Ridley now. And I guess we're just not getting that last missile and energy that I was planning on getting. We should be fine. I mean, we still have plenty of missiles. Oh my god. I think we should be okay on energy. Ah, missed the screw attack trigger. So, if you're not aware, Metroid has... I don't think I've really talked about the jumps in Metroid. Metroid has 2 different jumps. There's the... if you start out jumping straight up, you get this slightly higher jump where you don't spin. It's a lot easier to control. If you jump while running, you get the spin jump, which is not quite as high. Harder to control. So when you see me doing precise jumping, I try to do this. There's a little bit less horizontal available with this, but overall it's a lot easier to navigate. However, with screw attack, you have to do the spin. So that's kind of the balance. Okay, by the way, the reason I paused here to finish that thought was because this is Ridley. He takes something like 34 missiles, I think it said. Okay. And that's Ridley. That leaves one section left. How do I keep spin jumping when I'm trying to jump straight? Okay. So now we get to walk back out. But that was Ridley's lair. That was the other boss. So we've just got Turian left, which isn't a super long section either. I mean, it's hard. It's where the bosses are, or the boss and the Metroids. Let's see, that was that first door that I went through. I think this is it. By the way, for beating Ridley, we did get another cache of missiles, so that's why my missile count is stupid, even though I used a bunch on Ridley. You know, it's been a really long time since I've played Metroid. And I don't actually know if I've beaten the original Metroid without cheating. Like, it's one of those, I've played all the sections of this game individually. I don't know if I've ever played them all together. And when I did play them together, I'm not sure whether I'm not sure whether I ever beat it. I may have, like, once. I don't remember it being this short. Like, I knew it was possible to beat it in a very, very short time, but I don't remember it being... Like, one of the reasons I was waiting on this was because I was like, oh, this is going to be a, you know, a time sink. Yeah, you know, people can beat it in 40 minutes, but I'm not going to be... But haven't played it a bunch before, and I'm playing pretty casual, and... You know, outside of having a map, the speedrun didn't actually help, like, at all. I was looking at routing. I was like, oh, well, I'll pull up a speedrun and see how they route, or a 100% speedrun, and see how they route getting some of these items. And the answer was the 100% speedrun uses this weird glitch where you can like get stuck in a doorway and then screen wrap around to walk through walls, which I should have seen coming. Like, about half the time the speedruns that I get some references from are actually useful, and about the other half of the time they are full of glitches that there's no way I would ever want to use, or that there's no way I'm going to be able to learn in the time it takes for me to play this, and would probably take it from a casual run to something else. By the way, for the record, we are not getting any more missiles or energy items. This is it. Wait, what did I do? Did I not go high enough? Yeah, this is the room with the missile tanks, I bet. Yeah, even the short sections of this game, or even the sections of hallway that looked long in this, don't actually seem too long, which is kind of nice. Especially since there's so much repetition in it. Like, if there were too many of some of those block puzzles or something, I would not be nearly as interested in playing this game. By puzzles, I mean the sections where you have to shoot blocks and then jump up. There's already plenty of those. Like these. This is one of those moments where I wish I knew, or where I wish there was an actual, like, subscreen menu or something. Because I'd like to know how many missiles I actually can carry. And you know what? Actually, terrain's not super long. I'm gonna end this video here, since we did the rest of Norfair, and we will pick back up next time. Hope you're still enjoying. If you are, please give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And as always, have a good one.